Hey guys, Dr. Randall here. Just want to talk a little bit about something that is plaguing a lot of us right now since we are isolating ourselves at home during this whole coronavirus pandemic. That would be depression. Now, depression has many shapes, sizes, just like people, and many people can experience it differently. Whether that means you feel depressed, so you feel down, you don't feel like yourself. It could be major mood swings that are happening, whether you go from happy to crying to angry, any of those sorts of things. It could be that you're apathetic, so you just don't seem to care what's going on. You can't care about things you used to care about. You want to lay in bed all day just watching TV and eating chips. It could be that you have excess hunger or no hunger. It can take more forms as you want to self-harm yourself because you're not feeling anything or you want to try to feel something. That would be one of the more extremes. It could be that you are not sleeping really well or your sleeping habits have changed drastically, so now you're waking up really early or you have insomnia. It could be that you have gained weight or lost weight because your appetite has changed. Any of those can be signs of depression. Now, this has worsened right now because of the whole social distancing thing. We are social beings, so being away from each other is changing people's mood drastically. And that's because when you're with other people, it elevates your mood. It makes you happy. So separating yourself, kind of getting out of your routine, not working, not being able to do things you like to do, which might be shopping or getting out, playing tennis or whatever it is you like to do. Now you're not able to do that anymore because we're all kind of at home. Now what people are forgetting is it doesn't mean you have to stay in your house. You can go out, get outside, go sit in the sun. The sun is great. It increases your vitamin D, which increases your mood. That helps. The other thing that can really help elevate your mood is getting on a walk or exercising some sort, whatever you like to do, whether that's run, bike, treadmill, swimming if you have a pool, or go playing soccer in the field where there are not other people. Just because you have to keep safe distances from other people to prevent getting ill doesn't mean you have to completely isolate yourself inside. Getting outside, getting some exercise really increases those neurotransmitters that can lead to elevated mood. So it's really important to do that. It's also good for your physical health. Your physical health is also important in keeping you healthy, so directly correlating to preventing this illness as well as kind of preventing and preserving your mental health. Some of the other things to consider is that balance between parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system. So your sympathetic nervous system is what a lot of people use day to day. So that is that fight or flight. When you're being chased by a bear, when you're running late for a meeting, when you're stuck in traffic, that agitation that's inside of you where your heart rate gets elevated and you kind of get a little more focused, that's the sympathetic nervous system. And what's responsible for that is our adrenal glands. Our adrenal glands secrete this hormone called cortisol, which is responsible for kind of getting us out of the way of the bear or kind of saving us in situations where we're really stressed out. Most of us live at this kind of elevated cortisol level because we're all slightly stressed out a lot of the time and we don't really bring it down and relax. Now that can wreak havoc on your entire endocrine system, including your immune system, because having that elevated cortisol directly brings down your immune system, so that lowers your ability to be able to fight. So some benefit to being able to stay home right now is that you can actually relax, put yourself into that parasympathetic state, kind of take it down a notch. The stress might still be there because of all the financial things. However, there are some other things we can do to help us get into that parasympathetic state. That would include yoga and meditation if that's something you're interested in, or prayer if that's what you like to do. Just kind of center yourself and rebalance what's going on. Other people like to run, and that can help lower your sympathetic nervous system somewhat. The act of running kind of can increase your sympathetic nervous system, but some people find that really meditative is to run. Going on walks, it actually can help a lot. Reading a book, those sorts of things, especially like positive affirmations, just saying positive affirmations for yourself or writing them on a mirror or kind of a vision board. Some of those things can be really therapeutic and really help with that parasympathetic nervous system, which can ultimately help your immune system, which if you do come in contact with this virus or any virus, it is important to have a strong immune system. Some of the other things you can do is picking up a new hobby, whether that's baking, learning to cook things you haven't learned before, or painting, crafting of some sort, so sewing, knitting, any of those things, gardening. All of those are totally safe to do in the comfort of your own home and can really help your mood. Some other things include reading a book or starting like a video book club where you're meeting with other people in a group setting, but through video, so you're not exposing yourself, to talk about kind of things you liked and disliked about that book, similar to how you would in person. Some people are doing more of like a group brunch or lunch or dinner or drinks or coffee, tea, just in a video type setting where, similar to I'm talking to you now, you just have your group on the video and everyone's sipping their tea and talking to each other, kind of the same you would do if you were actually in person. And that can be therapeutic just to increase your mood because you're talking to others. More old-fashioned ways to talk to others is you can just pick up the phone and call them. Kind of talk to people you haven't talked to in a while. Spend a long time on the phone. Talk to your mom or your brother or your friend you haven't heard from in a while. Kind of talk to them, reconnect. That can actually really improve your mood as well. Some other things you can do is, get outside more. Just because we have to stay away from other people doesn't mean we can't be outside. You can still go to hiking trails. You can still walk around the neighborhood. Just stay that 6 feet away from other people that's recommended by the CDC. You can still walk your dog. You can still go for a bike ride. All of those things are perfectly safe and they elevate your mood. Getting outside, getting some exercise, all of that increases your mood significantly. Other things you can do is you can kind of do some meditation and or music, dance, those sorts of things. Music really elevates your mood. Lots of studies have shown that music can, elevate that mood, help you feel better about yourself, and, if you dance it out, sometimes that can just change your perspective about things. Trying to find things that you are actually grateful for during this, like I'm grateful for time I get to spend with my family, excess time I'm not wasting at the store or shopping unnecessarily, those sorts of things. I'm grateful that I get to work from home sometimes because that saves me a drive, which is nice, and that my significant other is home a little bit more too, so we get to reconnect as a couple. So those are some other things, to be thankful for. I'm thankful for my health. I'm thankful for the health of the loved ones that I have. I'm thankful for all the medical professionals that are working so hard right now. So saying and rethinking about things that way, where you're more of grateful versus sad, can actually help quite a bit. I know a lot of people are suffering right now because they've lost their job, and that can lead to quite a bit of depression. So some of these things can really benefit you. If that's not quite enough and we need to think about pharmaceuticals, nutraceuticals, we can go that route too. However, ultimately, we need to think about food as our medicine. So dopamine is one of our calming neurotransmitters, and that's what we kind of get a rush of when we eat a lot of chocolate or a lot of carbohydrates. However, that's short-lived, so we don't really want to thrive on that. It also can make you gain weight, which none of us want to do right now, is try to put our jeans on after this is all over and realize we can't get into them. Other things you can do is food that will increase tryptophan. Now, tryptophan converts to serotonin. Serotonin's very relaxing. That's kind of the hormone that increases when you eat turkey, so you get really calm and relaxed after Thanksgiving. It's also the hormone that is utilized in SSRI antidepressants, so at a much more natural level, we can increase that with foods such as nuts and turkey and eggs and some of those types of things without needing medication. Now, if you are getting really depressed and nothing is helping that you can do at home, then give us a call. We can talk about homeopathy or some nutraceuticals that can help. There's a lot of nutraceuticals, vitamins, herbs that can really help elevate your mood, even if we need to do it temporarily. And then at most extreme cases, we can give you an antidepressant if needed. There's a whole bunch of types of antidepressants that we don't really need to get into right now, and they all work a different way. However, most of them, if not all of them, work on the neurotransmitters your brain, the same ones that we had been talking about. So serotonin and norepinephrine, which is kind of a precursor to adrenaline, so that can increase your mood. There are ones that work on the dopamine, which is that chocolate-loving aspect of it. So there's a lot of things we can do that doesn't require medications. There's also acupuncture and those sorts of things that can really elevate your mood as well. And then if we need to, we can help connect you to a counselor that can talk you through this. This is going to be a really challenging time. However, Keystone is here for you, and if there's any other questions you have, don't hesitate to call our office.